Hello everyone. Well, I've got my supplies here and I've got some nice music going on in the background. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but just trying to cope in a sunny but bitterly cold day. And there's snow in the forecast, so I thought it would be fun to do a project with a central snowflake in it. Now it's going to be a little different kind of snowflake than what you're used to seeing because we're going to make it a very colorful snowflake. So there's going to be two steps to this project, and the first will be painting the background, and then the second will be making the snowflake, cutting it out and then gluing it onto the background. Okay, so in terms of supplies, we need a couple of medium-sized brushes, some watercolors. We're going to be doing the background in watercolors. Let's see, a piece of paper toweling. Yes, I do have that. Okay, and that's all. Excuse me. You need two pieces of mixed media paper. Okay, I knew I was leaving something off that list. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and start painting. We want it to be portrait. Okay, and what we're going to do is just in various shades of blue, we are going to paint some kind of wiggly lines horizontally, okay, with our watercolor. And so you can get various shades of blue. I believe your watercolor set has those. Hello, darling. Yes, one of my dogs is saying hello to you. So we want to just kind of do some squiggles and wiggles. Okay. We're going to have sort of the feeling of a snowstorm, and you can do that by varying your lines so that they're not straight across. You notice that I'm kind of making these go up a little bit. And I'm going to use a different color of blue in between them, but you can use your imagination to do whatever you would like. I like some of the variation we've got here. And I want to go back here and make this all one same kind of color. That's a little, so I'm going to, it's a little darker, so I'm going to okay, so we've got this. So this is just a quick and easy way of making a fun background. I'm going to check this out. Oh yeah, that's a different color of blue. So all of these in my little set, all these little rectangles sort of look black. Now, if you want to use different colors for your background, that's fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to kind of simulate the idea of a snowstorm, which we might be getting some of that in the next day or so. I plan on staying at my farm and enjoying being at home and doing some art and some work. Taking care of my animals, making sure they're safe. So again, this is kind of free form. Don't overthink it too much. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to sit this off to the side so that it can dry. And we'll come back to that later. Okay, so, if you have some scissors handy, that would be good too. Okay, so we've got this piece of paper here that we want to make into a square. And we can just sort of eyeball it. And so what we're going to do is fold it over. So this is going to be the square that we're going to use. So if you need some help with this step, it's perfectly fine. And then you can cut them out. Okay. So once this is cut out, what you want to do is make a fold here so it's in half. Okay, then open it up, make another fold the opposite way. So what you'll have is a cross like that. Okay. And then the next thing that you want to do is, whoops, there we go. Now again, if you can't do this by yourself, it's okay. So you want to fold this up, okay? And this is a little difficult with thick paper. And you want to make a triangle. Now you might be saying, why in the world are we doing this? Well, what we want to do is, and we'll open it up. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to press this out a little bit. Okay, so here's our center. And what we're going to do is, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 folds. Okay, and this is what we're going to make our snowflake on. Okay, so I'm going to use a marker. I'm going to have to fold this out, and I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to trace. Don't need to use a ruler or anything. I'm going to trace the folds that we just made. These go out to the corners. If your fold's not exactly to the corner, you can always take your marker and make it closer to the corner. All right. So there we go. We've got that. Okay, so we've got the skeleton of our snowflake. Now, we've got blue on the background, at least I do, and you can do a completely different kind of snowflake if you want, in terms of the color, or, oh, I know what I forgot to, let me put you on pause for just a little bit. Okay, so the next step is we need to take a bowl or plastic container or something that we can then use to trace around for our snowflake. There we go. So that it will look like that. And try to have it as centered as possible. This one's close, but not great. Okay, so I'm going to do what is called a monochromatic color scheme, okay? And so what does that mean? Well, that means that I'm going to use only blues. And I'm going to just do, and these are crayons that I'm using. You can use oil pastels if you want. You can use markers if you have some of those. And I'm doing every other line in my snowflake with this color, and then I'll do the other lines with another color of blue. And I'm pressing down so that they're nice and bright. All right, so I've got half of them done. And then I've got another color of blue. I'm going to put on here. No, I'm not sure I like, it doesn't really show a difference, so I'm going to go over it so that it's a different color of blue. There we go, that looks better. This is a darker blue that will show up better. Okay, now I'll go back to my other color. So when we're painting in a monochromatic palette, I'm going to turn this down. When we're painting in a monochromatic color scheme, you can use all sorts of different colors, for example, blue, but you can't use a red or a yellow, okay? It's all in the blue family. All right, so we've got that going. Now, one of the things that people do, let's see, I want to make sure I've got two different colors here. I'm going to check on the back here. Oh, that's very dark. Okay. So one of the things that people do when they are working with a monochromatic scheme is that sometimes they do throw in like one color, okay? So you can decide if you want to do that or not. I think I will do that, but first I'm going to put some, because I'm going to put a border around here, because snowflakes can be kind of fancy. And this is just what's called a scallop line. You probably know that if you were sewed anything, you know about the scallops. So we're just going to go on the inside of our circle for that. And they don't all have to be the same size. So I essentially have 3 different colors of blue here. Okay. And then what I think I will do is to introduce another color. And the way I'm going to do that is, I'm thinking how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do little pinkish dots. And then I'm going to skip one. So most artists do not use just a straight monochromatic color scheme, that is all of one color. They'll do most of it, and then they will introduce a contrasting color just to make it pop a little bit. Okay, so now I've got my pink, and I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to use a purple for the rest of them. Just making little dots and injecting just a little bit of color. Okay, so we're going to check on our, there we go, we got that. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do next with this. I kind of like some of this texture that we've got going. I think I'm going to take my marker, and I think I'm going to do some circles on a few of these. They can be dash marks, they can be circles, whatever you want to do. And I'm only going to do them on these darker ones. I'm figuring out a pattern here. And this little circles in the background will kind of emulate or mimic the circles on the snowflake. You'll see I'm not being very fussy with these. Again, we want to, Boodle, stop barking, please. We want to kind of get the feeling that things are blowing around and there's a lot of energy in the sky. Hi guys, did you come to say hello? Yes, that's very good. And let me do my art project, okay? Thank you. Okay, I've got one more to do here. Whoops. The paper moved on me. All right. So we've got this. And I'm looking to see if it's going to show up enough. I think I'm going to, now I'm really going away from the monochromatic, but this is what art is like. You sort of have to figure it out, right? I'm going to take yellow and put some color on this border. Now when you're doing the yellow, you gotta clean your crayon. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. That little pop of color will help out a good deal. Okay, so when you're done with your snowflake, you want to cut out around the outside. Do the best you can do. Doesn't have to be perfect. I like that it's mostly all blue in it. Kind of looks like a more natural. So you can decide where you want it. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back and kind of center it. Now, yes, so you can use glue stick, you can use a regular glue. bottle, and then just make sure that I'm not putting it just like that straight up and down. I'm kind of putting it off to the side just a little bit, so it too looks like it's swirling around. So you'll want to glue it and then let it all dry and put it under a heavy book or something so that it is flat. Okay. I will post a picture of the finished one, and you probably saw it at the start of this video. If you want to take a look at that again, you'll see how it looks completely done. Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Stay warm.